What's going on, YouTube? This is What Would Josh Do? And this is a super exciting video. Now, I know I say super exciting or exciting all the time, but this truly is exciting to me. So, Baseus reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to review this thing? And I said, no. And they said, well, we sent it over anyway for you to just play with it. Well, I got to actually looking at the box that I have not opened yet, and I completely changed my mind. This thing looks awesome, all right? And as a person with many power banks, and I have recently killed them all so that I can make this video, I have a lot more than this, but this is 240 watts. So this could be my ultimate power bank charging thing, this device right here. So I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Let's freaking unbox this thing. All right, so it has 3 USB-C ports. It's got 1 USB-A port. Like, honestly, I don't know how many of you are nerds out there. It's been so long since I've used the USB-A port, honestly, truly. In fact, it's actually hard to even find them now when I do need them for something. So I wish this would have just had 4 USB-C ports instead of 3. It's also got a DC port, meaning you can connect like a laptop or something that uses that DC plug. So intelligent desktop fast charger. It's got their Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. It's got a bunch of data on the back of it. I imagine for most of you, you're going to read this part right here, and that's a lot of freaking data. Like, yeah, I'm not going over all of that. That's a lot, and it's here in the video. Pause it, read it for yourself. That's a lot. We've got some important information here. We've got the UPC. All right, let's freaking dig in. All right, so truth be told, this has been one of my most used devices because this is a 140 watt charger off of 1 port. And if you do 2 ports, it can do a lot still. And it's got 2 USB-C. This has been my go-to charger for my power banks. This is going to be it right here because this, I'm pretty sure this is going to be it. Oh my, this thing weighs a bit. All right, so we've got that. We've got our DC plug here, so you can plug in like little adapters and change the tips around to fit whatever it is you're plugging into. You have an instruction booklet here. You have a USB-C cable. Love to see it. It's a 240 watt cable. And then we've got another little barrel plug thing there. And then we've got this. Interesting. I have a lot of dead power banks, so this is super exciting. This is a heavy little boy here. It's a big chunker. All right, so we got this little protective thing over the screen. Oh my, that looks awesome. And it says touch in small text. It says touch. And then we've got a whole bunch of data here. Again, you can pause that and read it. It should be all the same information that is you saw on the other side, on the actual packaging. So yeah, we're not going to go over all that too much. If there's something in there you want to see, just pause it and read it. All right, so we got the plug, which is interesting that it doesn't have a ground. It's okay. All right, let's turn on our scale. I just want to see how much this thing weighs for those of you that want to carry it with you somewhere. So, all in, we're looking at 632 grams. To put that in perspective, this is their 140 watt charger. It's 288. Also, if you want to see how much the cable weighs with it, there you go. That's everything. That's actually not everything. So let's just do all the things that it came with. All right, there you go. All right, so let's take a closer look at this thing. Oh, it comes with stickers too. The instructions that were on the little screen says to press and hold the button for 1 second to power on and off. Double click the switch, charger screen on off. When the screen is off, the screen button remains lit for indication. Press for 5 seconds to reset the charger to factory settings. Cancel child lock settings. Okay, interesting. All right, there's the instruction booklet there. Single port flashing and displaying E2 indicates the charger has entered short circuit protection. Single port flashing displaying E3, the charger's over voltage protection. Okay, so that's like the error stuff. Oh, you could do an app, scan the QR code for your mobile device. All right. So they have an app. App icons. You have timer, power button, key for prioritizing maximum power output, visualized waveform chart for charging safely. And yeah, then there's like French and other languages in there. But yeah, if you ever need this manual, or if I ever need this, I've done that before. I went back to my video because I lost the manual, and I was like, oh, I'm glad I included that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and plug this into my power strip here. And it all lit up, did some things here. Oh my gosh, there's so much data on this one screen. This is all screen. What? That's freaking sick. Touch. So I just turned it off. Hold it. Turns it on. And it shows all the little watts. The USB. This is so cool. Now this is the Baseus app. You'll want to add a device. So it found it. Add device. All right. So now we have the charger on here. We can see what each port's doing. We could turn each port on and off. Wow, that's freaking cool. Can enable child lock. And it shows, this is also interesting, so the version numbers for when this releases versus when you buy it, and if there's any updates. It's always nice to see the difference. On here it shows the total power and the temperature. I'm not quite sure how all these functions are going to work, but mostly I care about this. And then device screen. Oh, cool. So I could turn the screen on and off with the button. Haha, that's cool. All right, so let's connect up a port here. So it looks like this port here has like a phone icon. So this one may not do as much as, okay, so that, yeah, these have different icons for these two right here. All right, so let's connect up that 240 watt cable. And the little Bluetooth icon's on, letting you know that it's enabled. All right, let's try the other ports. All right, wow, we are picking up. Look at that. Look at that. That is friggin' awesome. So we are getting 125 watts into this power bank. The wall outlet ignore this one. It's not doing anything. The wall outlet shows 140. This shows total 200 or 123, and it has 122 right here on the little screen. And on here, it shows total power is 123. And then if we go to the individual port there, it says it's using PD 3.1. Look at that. That is super cool. So we can have a chart and we can see like the charging pattern to see if it's like even and oh, that's so cool. That is so cool. You got power, temperature, and the national standard, whatever that is. So I changed it to, okay, so I disabled it. Now I enabled it. Priority output enabled. So that port's going to get the absolute most power. That's cool that you can do that. All right, let's connect the other port here to one of my favorite power banks, this Baseus 140 watt. I wish it charged at 140, but it does not. Oh, now you can see the wall outlet is pulling some major power, 250 watts. And we can see here that it's flashing 223 watts there. And it says it's at capacity, 222, 224. And look, that temperature is going up, 26, 27. And then we can go to those ports. We can see that port 2 is using PD 3.0. And that's still using PD 3.1. So this is so stinking cool. All right, so what we're going to do now is we know we're at maximum capacity for this thing. And look, that temperature says 29. But let's go ahead and plug in something else. All right, so now that I plugged in a third device, and since it was at its capacity, it has now changed. So over here, it shows that it's using 60 watts, 124 watts, and then 26 watts to this thing. And on here, it still says it's at capacity. But when we go to our ports, we can still see that we're using PD 3.1 for one, 3.0 for the second one, and 3.0 for the third one. So priority output for this one, and look, now it says it's going at 50 watts, which is also indicated here by the orange line saying 52.9. But look, our 100-watt power bank is going at 27 watts now, and our big one here, the 140, is only going at 55. So if we go to the second one and give that one priority, that number is climbing. So now it's seeing almost 100 watts. This one's getting 26, and this one's getting 56. And if we want this power bank to go back to its full, oh, it changed. Now it's 3.0. So let's change this one to priority, and now it's climbing to 90 watts. And then let's whip out that USB-A port. Let's use every port we got on this thing. Let's do it. And let's charge this honking beast here. And now it says that USB port's doing 14 watts. We're getting 17 to the, forgetting what everything is now, to the 65-watt Baseus. We're getting 88 to the 140-watt charger here. And we're getting 56 to the 140-watt charger here. The only thing not producing any power is going to be that DC port, which I don't have a use for right now. But I think this is pretty cool. I can charge 4 things like this. I can go to work, come home, and I've got 4 power banks fully charged up. And if I need one of them to be charging faster than all of the others, I can do that by telling it to focus on the 100. Now I'm telling it to focus on the 140-watt charger right here. And you can see that it's doing 98 watts. And now that it's a 140-watt power bank, but it only charges at 100 watts. And it's currently charging at 98 watts, which is indicated by the orange line there. Because we told this thing to focus on that port and to give it most of the power. And if we turn it off, it's going to try to split all that power evenly between everything that's connected. Before I make this video much longer, I got the 140-watt charger connected. It's using PD 3.1. I gave it priority, which doesn't really matter. Even without priority, it's still going to give 140 watts to this thing and 100 watts to that thing. And if you're using the 2 ports, it's going to max out both of those ports. It's when you use 3 or 4 things that priority becomes a concern. And because as you can tell, I mean, it's doing 220 plus watts right now. And this thing shows 125 watts. And here, the orange line indicates that it's charging at 125 watts. And now we've raised the temperature to 45 Celsius. So cool that it tells you all that information. And the bottom is rubberized. I just realized that. So it's going to go ahead and sit still because the bottom is grippy. It's going to grip onto the table. And I can feel this thing is definitely getting warm. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to measure the temperature. And as you can see, it is getting warm. That's pretty freaking sick, dude. Love it. Love it. All right, until something newer and better comes out, this is my new power bank charging device because, like I said, I have a lot of things that are constantly needing charged. I can see that it is currently at its maximum capacity. It indicates that by flashing. And if you have the app, which I highly recommend because it makes going through settings a lot easier, it also tells you the temperature and that it's at capacity, then it's doing 225 watts. I'm going to stop talking. This is the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate it. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I will have my Amazon affiliate links in the description below. If you decide to purchase one of these, I will earn a little bit of commission off of each sale. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but what that does for me is it enables me to turn around and buy more stuff to make videos on. Thank you all for watching. This is What Would Josh Do, and I'm out.